Accidents can leave you with all types of injuries and pain. I feel like everywhere I look, someone is trying to tell me to call this number or that lawyer. It can be very confusing. We're here with Dr. Anthony Crothers, better known as Doc Tony, today to help us understand what to do if ever faced with an auto accident. Doc Tony, tell us, whom should we call first when we've been injured?
Well, in my opinion, you should always call the doctor first if you're injured in a car accident. I mean, that's like if you're drowning, you don't need swimming lessons. You need somebody to pluck you from the water and save you. So if you're injured, you need a doctor to treat you. And then you may or may not need an attorney.
All right. And why is it important to find a doctor you can trust?
Well, it's important to find a doctor you can trust, especially if your main objective is to be made whole again. And you weren't looking, you're one of those individuals, you weren't looking to have an accident, you weren't looking to be injured, then you don't want to take with you for the rest of your life a permanent injury, something that if it was treated properly could have been minimized.
Right.
We talked about on the earlier segment on the importance of soft tissue and what it does when it's not treated right, and I kind of talked about the keloided and how you cut your skin. Well, this is why you need to make sure you're having proper treatment. If you don't take care of that cut at any part of the healing process, it's the same thing in the soft tissue of your spine or any soft tissue, hamstring, whatever you injure. If it's not taken care of properly, then it's not going to be able to support the joint, if that's what the function of that muscle is, or it's not going to function properly. Whether it's a hamstring and you pull a hamstring, it's not going to be able to contract properly if you don't get rid of the scar tissue. If it's a one ligament in your knee, everyone out there can relate to athletes, and the injury and the rehabilitation time it varies greatly depending on what ligament they even injured. So there's so many different ligaments that hold your spine together as well as muscles. So one can imagine if you didn't receive the proper treatment, then as far as your quality of life going forward, is going to greatly be diminished because you don't always see the effects right then and there. No different from an injury to your knee. It takes years for the degenerative process to take place. Why? Because you no longer have the soft tissue to support it right. So that's why it's important to go to a good doctor. Now, what I want people to aware of when you go to doctors that you can't trust or that you don't know if you can trust. And that is the key thing. You need to know the doctor that you're going to, get a recommendation from somebody. Check them out. Just don't go to anybody. You wouldn't just buy a car from anybody. I mean, there's a guy, anytime there's floods, the first thing they tell people, watch out for people selling cars. Why? Because there's guys plucking those things from the flood zone out of the rivers and they're selling them to people. And if you do your due diligence, you might buy one of those cars. Hey, even when I got Petey, who, by the way, Petey is Mother Nature has called and Petey will be back. Okay, but even when I got Petey, they checked me out before they let me take Petey home. They want to make sure that I was okay. And people go there every day. Every day they're calling these numbers and they're going to these clinics and they're going to these doctors and they're calling these attorneys that you don't even know them. And believe me, you don't know somebody just because you see them on TV. I mean, that's the oldest thing in the world. Play a commercial over and over, people will use it. Hey, I want people's business. I do. That's why I play a commercial. But I'm going to earn your business. You're going to meet me. You're going to know that I'm a doctor you can trust. You're going to meet my staff. You're going to know that the staff you can trust. And that's what's important. Just don't give your business to anybody. Make sure that they've earned your trust and you're giving your business to the people that deserve it. Okay? The people that they turn out and the things that happen to people when you go to these bad doctors are horrible. Think of this. A gentleman goes into a bad clinic, has an injury, goes to a doctor, bad office, the doctor puts him a prescription, writes him a prescription for pain. This guy looks at this doctor, he's going to think he believes everything the doctor says. Now remember, you're in a bad clinic, people. Their objective is to defraud you of your personal injury protection. They're never going to treat you right. They're writing you this script because they're going to give you a script for pain medication. They want you addicted. Because after they've defrauded your PIP, they've got the liability insurance, they've done surgery on somebody who did not need it. Because when you go to these clinics, you did not need the surgery. And how do you know you didn't need the surgery? Are you sitting up straight, even listening to me talk? Are you doing any type of rehabilitative program on your home? At your home, did they teach you anything? Did you really get any type of treatment? Are you someone sitting there right now contemplating, or are they trying to get you to have this surgery? Don't do it. Don't let these people do surgery when you do not need it. Because here's the story, what happens to these people. After they've had the surgery, they're no better because you're still in pain because you never got treatment. So it doesn't mean that the person's not in pain, they are, but the surgery that they did on you, that's not gonna help you. Now they've got you on pills for that pain. Well, where's the story for this person? Eventually this person's gonna end up probably on disability. And as a society, we lose productivity from our citizens. And these people are doing this to thousands of people a month. And the worst thing is the addiction. We have kids, we lead the country in kids that are being born addicted to pain pills, and they've gotten there all from these doctors, okay? So everyone that's on that team, they all have the hand on a gun. And when you use these numbers, you're contributing to that. You're enabling them to keep doing this to another person. So anyone that this has already happened to, don't let it happen to your friends.
Right.
The people have the power. You have the control. Stop using just any number and stop going to any attorney. If you don't have a doctor you can trust, call me, Doc Tony. I would never do that to a person, and anybody that does that to a person, hey man, they definitely don't deserve you. You're worth it. These people that do this, they're not.
Yeah. Why are you a doctor that we can trust?
Well, I'm a doctor you can trust because, you know, I'm not a part of the problem. I'm a part of the solution. I'm part of helping people. Our staff is about treating individuals and getting them back to the way they were before they had the injury. Our goal is not to make somebody, to fabricate injuries that aren't there so that their attorney can get them more money.
Right.
So for individuals that are looking to be healthy, to be made whole, and whether or not somebody wants an attorney, that's up to them. That's a whole legal matter. Again, that is totally up to them. It's hard to make it in this world. So there's all types of reasons that people have an attorney. The biggest problem is when people have unnecessarily procedures done to them that they do not need.
If you've been injured in an auto accident and you're not sure what to do next, call Doc Tony at 1-888-8863 for a free consultation at one of his 3 convenient locations. Or you can visit his website at www.doctony.org.